Every year, somebody goes quiet. A celebrity, a journalist, a comedian. One day they speak in truth, next day the mic just cuts off.
No headlines, no drama, just silence. Like the machine hit pause instead of cancel.
And what's wild? It always happens right when they start saying too much. Talk about ownership, exploitation, control. That's when the lights start flickering.
You mean like Katt? He told folks how Hollywood really works, and suddenly every interview got buried under a new scandal.
Exactly. It's never loud anymore. No public takedowns, no open beefs, just quiet removals. Careers put on airplane mode.
And the audience forgets. One week they viral, next week they where are they now thread.
That's how power moves now. Not with rage, but with restraint. It don't scream, it whispers.
So tonight, we're pulling the curtain back on that whisper.
Shout out to our newest sub, Jennifer Jacklich. Girl, you joined right in time.
'Cause what we're exposing ain't just about Katt. It's about the system that learns silence pays better than scandal.
You ever notice how cancel culture don't even make noise anymore? Back in the day, they drag you for a week straight. Hashtags, think pieces, the whole circus. Now, folks just vanish.
Facts. No hashtags, no outrage. Just a little PR silence, and next thing you know, the person done disappeared from your feed like they never existed.
Exactly. And when they finally come back, the story always the same. I was taking time to heal. I needed space. I was focusing on family. Meanwhile, the machine been oiling its gears the whole time, deciding if you worth rebooting.
That's the new trick. They figured out loud cancellations make people ask questions. Quiet ones? Nobody notices.
That's how they keep control. See, power learned something these last few years. Outrage burns quick. Silence lasts longer. Instead of breaking you publicly, they just fade you out. They call it reputation management, but it's really memory management.
Like a soft delete instead of a hard crash.
Girl, yes! They archive you. Wait 6 months, maybe a year, then test the waters. Drop a small interview, a cooking show comeback, a podcast teaser. See if the public still side-eyes you.
And if the clicks don't bite, back into the vault.
That's why this new era feels so weird. It ain't that people got cleaner, it's that power learned how to hide the mess better. You think reputation got fixed, but really, it just got muted.
The old image rehab center. PR teams call it narrative reset. I call it digital purgatory.
And the wild part? The same machine that buries you also resurrects you. When they need your story again, boom, you trend. Rachel Ray speaks out after 2 years. That headline alone prints money, and the public eats it up like she never left.
Because the audience forgot. The silence reset the perception. It's like Hollywood found the restore factory settings button for humans.
Meanwhile, the real reason behind that silence? Untouched. No accountability, no closure, just a clean rebrand.
You ever wonder who approves those comebacks? Somebody gotta be the gatekeeper saying, all right, they can talk again.
Exactly the question. There's a whole invisible committee of brand consultants, network execs, and advertisers deciding who's profitable enough to forgive.
So it's not about morals, it's about margins.
Always has been. They don't silence to protect the culture, they silence to protect the investment.
Which means this ain't just cancel culture evolving, it's censorship outsourcing. They don't need to tell us what not to watch. They just make sure we never see it again.
That's the new playbook, sis. Power learned to control attention, not opinion. Because if they can starve a name of oxygen, they don't need to convince you of anything. You'll just forget.
And the scariest part, we help them do it. Every time we scroll past a missing name like, whatever happened to so-and-so, then keep moving, we're part of the silence.
Which is why tonight, we're pulling receipts. This ain't just about celebrities, it's about how the same tactic works everywhere. Employees, whistleblowers, truth tellers, even journalists. Different rooms, same mute button.
You saying they replace cancel culture with the kill switch?
Not kill, hibernate. The machine realized it's smarter to pause people than end them. Keeps options open, keeps money flowing.
Whew, that's cold. But you're right.
Stick around, because in the next part, we're walking through exactly how this playbook works, step by step, from the first whisper to the vanishing act.
And once you see it, you can't unsee it.
All right, let's open that playbook. The one nobody admits exists, but every PR exec keeps on their desk. When power wants someone gone, it don't yell, it strategizes.
Like a chess match with silence as the queen.
Exactly. Step 1, isolate the noise. They don't start with cancellation, they start with containment. Suddenly, interviews get postponed, sponsorships re-evaluated, and headlines quietly vanish. The story ain't dead, it's just embargoed.
That's the digital equivalent of locking somebody in a soundproof room. You still screaming, but nobody can hear you.
And while you in that silence, step 2 kicks in. Discredit the source. They plant subtle narratives. They're tired, they're difficult, they need help. All that coded language designed to turn truth into instability.
They can't say you wrong, so they say you off.
Then step 3, rewrite the context. They flood the feed with distractions, new headlines, new controversies, anything to push your name off the algorithmic edge.
So even if folks search your name, they gotta scroll past a dozen irrelevant stories to find what really happened.
Right, that's called burying by volume. Works better than censorship because it looks organic, like the world just moved on.
And that's the scariest part. No villain, no smoking gun. Just silence disguised as apathy.
Then comes step 4, test the waters. After months of quiet, they float your name back into the public. Maybe a small article, a charity appearance, a where are they now mention.
That's like running a beta test on your reputation.
Exactly. If the comments are forgiving, they greenlight the comeback. If not, back into the vault you go.
So this whole thing is engineered forgiveness. Not real grace, just market research.
Boom! You nailed it. Redemption by metrics. They study sentiment scores, engagement numbers, and PR risk analysis to decide if you're worth resurrecting.
That's wild. But you can feel it. Every apology comeback lately feels calculated. No sincerity, just stage direction.
Because it is. Step 5 in the playbook? Reintroduce with controlled vulnerability. The comeback tour always follows the same formula. Soft lighting, emotional piano, confessional tone. I made mistakes. I've grown. I'm grateful. You know the script.
It's a factory reset monologue. They all sound like Siri learned remorse.
Girl, stop. But true. Because this isn't about emotion. It's about rebranding. The public sees healing. The industry sees stability restored.
And by then, we already forgot why they disappeared in the first place.
That's the final step. Erase the timeline. All those messy chapters get algorithmically buried under the new narrative. Search results reorder, interviews vanish, and boom, a fresh persona with no scars.
The perfect illusion of redemption.
And the machine wins again. Profit protected, story rewritten, audience pacified.
You know what's crazy though? They run the same pattern on movements too, not just people.
Girl, say that again. 1 month a movement trending, next month it's buried under celebrity divorces and viral dances. The machine don't just manage reputations, it manages attention.
Which means silence ain't absence, it's strategy.
Exactly. And when silence becomes strategy, truth turns optional.
Phew. So the question now is, how deep does this go? How far back does this playbook really stretch?
Stick around, because next we're going there. From old Hollywood blacklists to modern day algorithms. The same strategy, new disguise.
The pattern never changed, just the software.
Let's rewind this movie, because this playbook ain't new. The machine been remixing the same track since black and white film.
Back then they called it the blacklist. If you said the wrong thing, you weren't trending, you were unemployed.
Exactly. The 1950s started it. Writers, musicians, actors, anyone with opinions that didn't fit the narrative got erased from the credits. Some folks never recovered.
And notice, it was always sold as protecting the public from bad ideas. Sound familiar?
Oh, it's the same PR language, just with better tech. They replaced committees with algorithms. Instead of a list behind closed doors, now it's data-driven invisibility.
A digital blacklist. You don't get banned, you get buried.
That's right. Today, the machine doesn't need to call the studio, it just needs to whisper to the code. Change a recommendation setting, tweak a visibility score, poof, you vanish from timelines.
And what's crazy is it's all automated, so nobody feels guilty. A whole digital morality system run by math.
And math don't do empathy, baby. It does engagement. If controversy pays, you stay. If silence is cheaper, you disappear.
So power outsourced censorship to technology and told us it's progress.
Yup. They don't burn books, they bury content. They don't blacklist artists, they throttle views. They don't silence journalists, they deprioritize misinformation.
That's that polite censorship. Sounds clean, feels dirty.
And because it's invisible, it's harder to fight. There's no one to call out, just the system that didn't notice you.
Which is wild, because if you look back, every generation thought they were freer than the last. But really, the leash just got Wi-Fi.
Whew! Say that again. The leash got Wi-Fi. That's exactly what it is. The more connected we get, the more controlled the connections become.
They turn visibility into currency. And if you threaten the economy, they cut your credit line.
And the scariest part? It's not even conspiracy. It's policy. Read the terms of service. They tell you straight up they can remove or limit anything deemed harmful.
Harmful to who, though?
To shareholders, to advertisers, to whoever funds the outrage machine. Because let's be real, outrage keeps the lights on, but only if it's the right kind of outrage.
And that's how truth gets filtered. Too profitable? Amplify. Too uncomfortable? Mute.
So when people say, cancel culture is over, I just laugh. Baby, it evolved. It got sleek, silent, and AI friendly.
From blacklists to bandwidth limits. Same control, new cosmetics.
And it's everywhere now. Music, film, social media, even news coverage. What gets exposure is no longer about quality, it's about compliance.
That explains why every story sounds the same. Everybody reading from the same invisible teleprompter.
And if you deviate, the algorithm don't yell, it yawns. Just stop showing you to people.
The quietest punishment in history.
Which brings us to the final act. Because if this system been running since the blacklist days, and now it's living in our phones, the real question is, what happens next?
You mean when people stop believing in the silence?
Exactly. When folks start recognizing the pattern and realizing the machine can't fully erase what people remember.
So this next part, you about to talk rebellion, huh?
You already know. Up next, we're talking about the pushback, the cracks in the code, the voices they can't control anymore.
Oh, I'm ready for that one. Let's talk resistance.
You know what's funny? For a system that claims to control everything, the cracks showing loud and clear. You can't silence energy forever.
That's true. Every time the machine updates the rules, people find a new way to break them. It's like cultural whack-a-mole. One voice gets buried, 3 more pop up.
Exactly. You silence artists, they go independent. You shadow ban thinkers, they start podcasts. You pull the plug on a movement, it moves to another platform. The more they tighten the system, the more creative folks get with finding exits.
It's the internet's paradox. You can't fully erase anything. Screenshots, mirrors, reposts, the memory always leaks.
Yup. And that's why the machine's shifting from censorship to containment. It doesn't try to erase truth, it tries to drown it in noise. But the truth got buoyancy, sis. It keeps floating.
Girl, you poetic tonight. But I feel that. Look at these small channels popping up. No sponsors, no networks, just voices with receipts. The audience starving for honesty and balance, not PR polish.
That's the next phase. Real people building micro-media ecosystems. Little fires spreading everywhere. Impossible to smother.
And you can tell the audience shifting too. Folks older than us even. They catching on that the mainstream got its own filters. They go looking for authentic noise now, even if it's messy.
Because messy truth still feel like freedom. Control truth feels like a press release.
Whew. Put that on a t-shirt.
Girl, I just might. But for real, what we seeing is resistance in plain sight. Every view on an independent video, every repost of a silence clip, every comment saying, "This feels real." That's rebellion.
And you know the irony? The machine built the internet to track us, but the internet ended up tracking it. The receipts live forever.
Exactly. That's the poetic justice. The system built for control ended up becoming its own record keeper.
So we're in the era of receipts versus reputation. The machine got image, but the people got archives.
And once folks realize their memory's stronger than marketing, game over.
Still, they're not gonna stop trying. The machine just got smarter. It learned to automate the noise so real voices get lost in the feed.
Oh, it's happening. But that's why voices like ours matter. Because storytelling with intent, not outrage, cuts through. It's the difference between volume and value.
And people can feel that. You can't fake soul. You can't automate conscience.
Amen to that. Which is why the next chapter for us ain't gossip. It's decoding. Showing folks how to see the systems behind the stories.
So basically, Starline turning into the commentary compass.
Exactly. Not just spilling tea. Teaching folks who brewed it, why it's hot, and who's selling the cups.
Girl, that's a slogan right there.
But that's what it gotta be. The machine's biggest weakness is awareness. Once you see the script, you stop falling for the reruns.
And awareness spreads faster than silence. You can't gatekeep understanding.
So here's the prophecy, sis. The machine can control headlines, but it can't control memory. It can rewrite stories, but not the people who live them.
Whew, that line hit deep.
And that's why we keep talking. Because the moment people start connecting dots instead of characters, that's the day the mute button stops working.
Let's take it home then.
So what we learned tonight, girl, is that the machine don't silence people, it edits reality. Quietly, efficiently, like a PR team with divine Wi-Fi.
But every silence got an echo, and people starting to hear it. That's the glitch they can't patch. Awareness.
Exactly. Tonight, we pulled the curtain on how they mute the noise. But next time, we're exposing why they keep us arguing in the first place.
The outrage industry, baby. How Hollywood keeps the chaos loud. Just quiet enough to cash in.
You won't want to miss it. Until then, stay sharp, stay curious.
And as always, stay hydrated.